I do hope you're all doing well. So before I begin anything, I do want to point out if you hear background noise, that is Azalea Meadows Gaming and Blazon Gaming. Um, Being themselves, listening to music and shit. If I sound a bit out of it, I do apologize for it because I'm, exhausted. And yeah, so we're streaming War Thunder for the first time. Oh, pardon me. Delicious. So yeah, I do hope everybody's been okay. This is the 25th. Get with it. This has nothing to do with database. Sorry about that silence. Just typing someone who was pissing me off, and we're not going to talk about the pandemic or anything about it. So we are going to play some 5.3 Russian vehicles. So we've got the PT-70B here, this amphibious bastard. I love it. The IS-1 and the ZIS-30. So I want to point out one thing. They did recently change the economy. I need to check something. Wow, holy shit, people like my comments. So B29 here, how much is that? Yeah, 16,000, it's not bad. Wow. So, what, the B-17 is actually now, or the B-29 is actually now playable? Alright, let's take out the B-29. It used to be, I remember a couple patches back, over $29,000 to play this aircraft, and you'd lose money. But 16,000, and it's not bad. Red Mongolia. So what can I say about the old American? OG. As I was saying, what can I talk about the old American B-29? Well, B-29 obviously came in towards the end of the Second World War, mostly used in the Pacific theater of the war. It was essentially the upgrade for the American B-17 bombers that were fully active at the time in the Pacific theater of war and in the European theater of war. But as America began to get further and further away, the B-17, whilst good, wasn't able to do what they needed it for its long-range interceptor. So Thus, they made the B-29, and we are in a jet game. That is... Oh god, that's gonna make me, It does not fill me with joy. Ugh. Anyway. So yes, the B-29 came into debut. We all know it, because it was the aircraft used to drop the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II. Now, fun fact, the B-29 actually had to be modified to hold the atomic bombs. Other aircraft, apparently, I'm going to be doing some research into this later. Other aircraft included the Avro Lancaster. Well, that'd be kind of interesting. After the war, it saw active service, and still, and was eventually upgraded to the B-50, and was used throughout the Korean War before it was phased out in preparation for the much larger B-36 and the B-47s, which was the beginning of the B-52s. But fun fact, this aircraft is actually in this game 3 times. Three times, you ask? How so? There is the B-29 and then 2 Tu-4s, one for the Chinese and one for the Russian territory. Now, the Tu-4 was literally on... What's an Israeli plane? On the 10 is a carbon copy, hey, welcome to the stream, of the B-29. Literally, what happened is the B-29 got lost. It landed in the Soviet Union. The Soviets basically returned the aircrew after much pestering from the United States. And they took the aircraft and copied it part for part into the Tupolev Tu-4. Oh, there goes Dusty the pilot. RIP! RIP! Does not fill me with joy. This is why I don't like flying in a jet match. Especially in a propellered aircraft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, weaponry. Toggle Bombay door. That's our Bombay. So we are bombing one point that we're going to head towards. I think that point has been bombed. Not too sure. I feel sorry for that Martian hunter down there. Him, the F-80 and the R2Y2. Good aircraft that. Never really existed in the format it does in this. Anyway, as I was saying. So once the Soviets got their hands on the B-29, they took it and sold it to the Chinese. Obviously during the old Sino-Russo thing, back in the Cold War. And they still used it and eventually turned it from the Tu-4 to the K-4, which was a fuel tanker variant of this, as well as an electronic aircraft, warning aircraft. An AWAC, basically. It's a very lovely aircraft. What's that? Alright, the convoy. Yeah, and today is the F-84G's development. That's when it first was developed. Me and the F-80 are the only two left alive, and I'm in a B-29. I am not a happy man. So yeah, that's the story of the B-29, the B-50, the Tu-4, and the K-4. And how they are basically all the same aircraft. And also leads me to the funny story of how a B-29 fought for communism and democracy. That's funny, isn't it? I don't need to do much, because they can unfortunately catch me too easily. And all I need to do is drop 6 on that base. Which is what I'm gonna do. So yeah, the B-29. When I got this aircraft, and when I first started playing War Thunder, I actually started playing when this aircraft was never added into the game. At all. It was a very, very long time ago. Get over the base. I remember it went from the B-17 to the B, just to, I think, one of the jet bombers. An easy 10. I do love that new added in Bombay, like the weapon radio menu. So yeah. There's not really much more I can comment about the B-29, unfortunately, because really, after the Second World War, it didn't really fill much of a good role, because it was essentially just a moving target for the very early jets of the US Air Force, or the Soviet and whatever Air Forces that was up against, unfortunately. And that's a shame, because I love talking about aircraft, but unfortunately, towards the end of the war, yeah, wasn't really much you could say about the B-29s and such. In fact, a lot of them were scrapped. So yes, welcome to the stream. I do hope you stay for a while. I'm going to be doing as best as I can in the North American B-29, the Boeing B-29, aka the infamous nuke bomber. Which, by the way, now does have the ability to drop a nuke if you get it. Look at all that flag! Ain't nothing. I am quite surprised none of the jets have just started climbing to try to get to me. That should be everything. Shoosh, Discord. Well, I'm still going to stay at altitude, because really we were about to lose this match anyway. Even if I drop bombs on some ground targets, there's really not much I can do, unfortunately, because, well, Tu-14s and such. Yep. Greetings, tuning in for a little while as I'm tired from an interesting game. Oh, was it good interesting or a bad interesting? And welcome, Mr. Mew. Yeah, we'll drop some targets. Oh, that's good. I'm glad it's a good interesting. I've had a bit of a mixed interesting day. Got called a pro-vaxxer, and I have very good reasons to be a pro-vaxxer, but yeah, we're not going to go into that argument again. Because I really don't have the energy to argue. Nope. It's going to be a little bit like, oh, that's good. Ah, yes, no, I do understand that Poké Club would have been on today. Excellent. Glad you had a good day then. I am bemused at the moment because I managed to misplace some of the cards from my folder, and I brought some new folders from TCG that I'm going to put in there, and I'm like, now where did I put those cards? And I'm now going to search every tin of mine to find it. We came second on the team, and we actually got an earning out of that. Holy fuck. And yes, I'm surprised by that, because the B-29, I remember losing money in this thing. Because this aircraft used to be one of the most expensive aircrafts in the game. Fair enough, I stand by that as well, yeah. I will eventually find my cards, I've just got to find where. But yeah, so that was the B-29, here is the Tu-4. Now, the difference between the Tu-4 and the B-29 is it has 23mm turrets instead of the 50 cals, which arguably makes it a bit more harder hitting than that, but it still can carry the same amount of bombs. So there's the Russian B-29, and of course, let's go to the Chinese B-29, because while we're here, we might as well show off all of them. Oh, yeah, they're better than the F5. Neat. And here is the Chinese, which should actually be called the K4, but whatever. Word of advice, check over there. Yep. Well, as I clean my room, I've got a lot of spots to find, because I've got to try to find that other code you gave me for people running about. Anyway. So... that's North Korea, isn't it? Yep, that's a North Korean shit. Neat. So yes, what do I feel like talking about? Excuse me. Actually, I wonder, have they modified the mouses? You will hear my bedroom door, by the way. Just ignore it. It's just fabulous people entering and leaving.
Hello, wonderful people.
It just happens to mew at the moment. Yes, Trattini. Mr. Trattini. Yes, he is the only one who's tuned in at the moment, and that's fine by me.
That's okay.
I am. Trying to find where I put my mouse. Hans, where is the mouse? I do not know, my friend. Where is the mouse? Looks like they're removing my loadouts. Sad. Alright, so let us turn number 6. That's my armored cars, that's my preems. What's 3? Yeah, we'll turn 3 into my into my next list. So yeah. Oh, by the way, was Miss Azalea Meadows, who is, for those of you who do not know, currently staying with me. Not currently, is staying with me.
Hello.
Yep. So, I've got her fabulousness, and I've also got Blazon's fabulous, who may or may not hear. And if you hear, I've mentioned before, if you hear any background noise, it's them. It's them, fellas. They're the ones causing the noise. Yeah. I have 2 spots where I can play, like 1 spot, and that's where the mouse is. 262. Where do I put the fudging 262? No, thank you. Alright, well, we're gonna get hello to them. You get a hello! Hopefully they heard it. Yeah, we'll put the E2 in, why not? No, not there. We'll get the 264. I was actually really excited when they had the 264 in, because this is part of one of the fabled America bomber projects. Alright, so let's go into ground realistic battle with some late war, Cold War tanks. So yes, we'll be driving the Leopard 1, the first the first German tank that they were allowed to build in West Germany after the Second World War. And some late war prototype Nazi tanks that never really existed. Oh, I said the N-word. I'm not allowed to say the N-word. I don't have the N-word pass. No, YouTube unfortunately frowns upon when you say the old National Republic, National Workers' Society, or whatever the hell they call themselves. Name. Now, I used to have a love-hate relationship with this tank, because I used to load it up with full ammunition thinking, oh, yeah, I'll be fine. No. All the ammunition goes right next to the driver up in the front of the tank. You become the world's biggest and most expensive firecracker that way. Unfortunately, we don't have stabilization. Means my gun's gonna be bouncy like a kid on the trampoline during a sugar high. So not really much I can tell you about the Leopard one, as I haven't really researched upon it, but other YouTubers may be willing to tell you more about it than I am. All I can really tell you was it was Germany's first post-war tank that they were allowed to build. Well, that's just because obviously we all know from post-war Germany that they've been very naughty boys. We're not allowed to build vehicles, such as tanks and whatnot, because they had been, well, to quote Monty Python again, very naughty boys. As a result, when everybody thought the Cold War was going to go hot, West Germany and America worked on building a series of tanks called the KP-70. The KP-70 actually is a very notable thing because it was known as MBT-70 by the Americans. The KP-70 under the German designation. The KP-70 led on to the Leopards, and Leopard 2s and such. Woo! That T-54 scared me, I'm not gonna lie. That was a decent Soviet... Oh! I am bouncing shots, what the hell? It's because that's a Centurion! Oh shit. Shazer. Ow, he hit my crew. That's what I say to you. My gun hurts more. Got him. Yeah, Mark 10 Centurion. Fortunately, we are, because I've got the A point and the C point. Oh dear. Yeah. And someone is on B. I'm just trying not to get hurt. Yep, and they blocked my shot, so anything that comes around this way, I'm going to be able to hit. So maybe you have to spawn right. Oh, jeez. Ignore the chat, unfortunately. Yep, that was only gonna... My luck was only gonna give me that much. Yeah, he went straight for the lower glacis. I shouldn't have, I should have waited till he presented more of his side to me. No, well, we need tanks at the moment, and so we're gonna take out the German engineering that outweighs literally every tank in the game. Come on. The Panzer 8 Maus. So yes, today is Waitangi Day. Now, in a video I mentioned before, on last night's stream, I was going to talk about a very important group of people, to me at least, and that is the number 28 Battalion. Now, the number 28 Battalion is the Maori Battalion, and they are very important, because it goes to show you that during a time where people believed white was superior, much more so than now, that you're talking out your ass. So the Maori Battalion was a group of Maori conscripts that fought in World War I and World War II. That were there to basically serve as the Maori Battalion forces. In World War I, they fought alongside their white New Zealanders in battles such as Gallipoli and whatnot. Do not shoot at me. To make sure that nothing fell for the British Empire. Well, after World War One, they were basically conscripted again to fight in World War Two. This time fighting in places such as Greece and Ireland, well, Greece, Crete, and North Africa, and the Italian campaign. Just training. He's just listening in, which is fair enough too. Anyway. Now, the Maori Battalion would continue to serve with distinction. That missed me? How? Really bad shot. And it was, well, to bluntly say it, they were an effective group because, well, nobody's really there to put it. To quote Erwin Rommel, probably one of the best generals of the Second World War, if he had a squad of Maori, he would have taken over Africa. And it just goes to show you that, even with this small, random nation that we are, full of misdemeanors and full of people who don't always see eye to eye on everything. When it comes to one thing, we definitely know how to fight. I got killed by the penguin? He's firing Hesh. Where'd he go through my turret? Ah, no, he went through my side. He had a flat side, please. And that's what we call making an error. So we are going to get back into either the Leopard or... You're going to get back into the Leopard. We're actually going to spawn down here. Just so I can hit the C point. Yeah, we're not doing too badly. After this, I'll probably be able to spawn in either the Focke-Wulf D13 or the ME-26. Yeah, I'll be able to spawn in the Focke-Wulf. Unfortunately, with jets up, that's going to be a bit of a problem. The one thing I will have over them is maneuverability. I'm ignoring that dude. He... Spouting that in chat. I've not been doing too badly. I've normally constantly been one-shotted. Oh jeez, shut up, man. I'll do 906. Took out the M48 A2. That is, I believe, either the... Which version of that is the American version? I believe it's the American version, but it's unfortunately, very, very lightly armored.
The enemy is controlling most of the zones. If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Now, this does mean that, unfortunately, now that I've alerted the position of myself to the enemy... Oh, who's that spawn camping? Please don't ever spawn camp. If you think you are like this man over here,
Attention to the map.
you are not at all a good player. I'm sorry. You can do everything correctly, but the moment you start spawn camping, the moment you are trash. Mamma mia! That dude came out of nowhere. We're actually going to spawn in a Panther, or... Yeah, we're going to spawn in the Panther. I actually do like my Panther too. Which is a sad thing, because they took this vehicle and the Tiger 105 back in the game, and they've never reintroduced it back into the game. Well, out of the research tech tree. The only reason I've still got it is because, well, I researched it
Most of the zones are taken by the enemy.
for... I want to get a drop on that BMP because unfortunately we're not going to be able to win. Just simply put it, the enemy has managed to, unfortunately, outplay us quite well. What is that doing? Nah, we lost. I just saw him too, damn. Dang it! Nah, well. Not too bad of a curb. Normally I wouldn't be, normally if I'd been doing this before the update, I would be under 100k. Silver Lions. Yeah, we get plus 20, we did our best. Yeah, no, I earned... Because even after repairing these two, like, I earned, like, total I have over, because it shows you how much you earn, is you only get how much you get when it is, so... That's not bad, I'm not upset. I'm annoyed, but whatever. So yes, Germany. Wunderbar. How much is the M48? It's still a bit too on my price range. I can't get that much, I just need to play, like, several good games. So here is one of the many tanks you would have seen in Germany at the time. And there's some other ones. You've got the Marder, the SPM bands, SPZ BMP, which I think means Sparpanzer BMP, which is again, like, you've got a lot of vehicles here, and the TAM vehicle that you saw is, wherever I can find it, over here. This TAM vehicle, it's an Argentinian tank, which stands for the Tariq Argentino Mediano, which I believe means medium tanker. Tank Argentine medium, or medium Argentinian tank. And then here's the 2C. I could be wrong though, I probably most likely am. This one is the Polish Tiger 2. Not Tiger 2, Panther 2, Leopard 2. I got there eventually. And it's one of these squadron vehicles, and I'm researching it because I absolutely would love to play a Tiger 2 with my Leopard 1. Well, Leopard 2 with my Leopard 1 and that. But, as you can see, it costs arm and a leg. Which leads me to believe, how much bad are these ones? So this is what I like to call my modern Russian Federation forces. So we've got the Object 120 Turan, which is a tank destroyer. It's not bad, 2,000. Yosef Stalin tank number 6, or IS-6. It existed in prototype stage, but never existed. And the BPM-2. Yep. Ignore that noise, that is... oh, wow. That's actually all gone down, like a lot. Alright, we'll take it out the BMP. Now, the BMP actually comes from a very interesting Russian design bureau. We need to go back to the realm of the Soviet Union. Back in the Soviet times, the Russians were like, we need a vehicle that can transport some infantry over water. And they developed the first tank, which was called the PT-76. 76 equipped personnel transport. And it was okay. It wasn't good, it was pretty alright, but it could float. Like, right, we're over here. Nuclear Issue 7. Anyway. And eventually the PT-76 led into the development of oh, someone's there. And they want me to go this way. Led into the research of the Object 906. Then went into the BMP-1, BMP-2, collapse of the Soviet Union, and you've got the BMP-3 here, and then they did do one where you could get the BMD-4. bunch of Russian tanks, T-62s and T-57s. C-11s. We've got the Chinese as well. Yep, it's the Chinese, Italians, and the Soviets versus the Americans, French, and the Germans. Amused! Something just killed that T-62 over there. TAM, an Argentinian tank. I don't see him. It's unfortunately the problem with this style of map.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
I love the Berlin map, but it is a very close quarter combat map. Like, it could go from long range to close quarter combat in fractions of a second. And you need to be on your toes.
Strategic zones.
Here's some gunfight on my left. MX-30. Oh, jeez. But they like to come around the Reichstag, which I think still stands. I'll have to search up later. But that's where old Mr. Mustache had his, you know, addresses for that. Ignore that. Of his, like, the Jews are evil. And we should blame all our problems on them. It's not really a tank, he's a armored personnel carrier. I know anything that comes up here, we're going to be really bad news for them. Or even from over there. Unfortunately, I'm going to try to push up towards that building over there. Ooh, 90. Oh, M901. That is an American missile carrier. I wonder if I can get to the sea point. Let's try it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. There's no need for that sledge. Players, if you, viewers, if you pay attention to this chat, please never be like Sledge. I know it's easy to go and be like him, but it's not cool. You just end up looking like a toxic piece of crap, I've got to be honest. Can whatever sees me. Oh, that did not work in my favor. Over there seems to be dead, hopefully. So I'm gonna sit behind this building. And cap the sea point. They should do something this game. BMP is actually very, very quick. And with that stabilization. Oh, Bahamag! Yeah, Harriet. Dummy Shogun. Did somebody say IS-6? Look, I'm gonna report Sledge for, that. So, we need to, once we spawned him, we'll bring up the, team lists and we'll report him for it because, you know... Where is he? There he is. That man just blew up. I am probably about to die. Blacklist. Gets into shoosh. And we are going to complain. Foul language. And we'll use my trusty keyboard. Was calling... 119 was calling Russian tank players gay. Look, I don't care if anybody's happy or whatnot. It's just you don't say that, okay? I don't care how upset you are with people on your team. Like, just shush. It's of the old saying, you know, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Sometimes you can't help it and slip it out. Other times, you know, you can monitor what you say. I mean, like me on Monday, that one, like last week. Mr. Mew knows what I'm talking about, and I'll tell you the accidental time I've called someone a bitch. No, I've called a lot of people a bitch, but irrelevant. Can't have people like that ruin the fun of the game. Exactly. Like, exactly. It's just, oh, that man had the side of my turret, and he was flying. Ooh, APSDF. I wouldn't have been able to blow that at all. Yeah, no, it went frontally. Leopard 2 is a good tank. It's unfortunately it's a bit of a glass cannon. Like, don't get me wrong, if you love the Leopards, fantastic tank like I do. The problem is, though, is modern tanks from 1950s onwards, you start to see a very, very reoccurring thing. They become very, well, easily penetrated, because this thing, as you can see here, has 100mm of hull armor at the front, and 120mm at the side, and 60mm in the arse. And for turret armor, it's 150 basically in the front and the sides, and then 100 in the rear. You're going against any tank that's firing conventional warfare rounds, such as high explosive anti-tank, heat, and stuff like that. That would do nothing. But when you're firing stuff like the fin stabilizer that the Leopard 1A1 was firing, it's going to go through that like it was nothing. Why I love my BMP so much, they have no armor. And this no armor really does stop a lot of rounds, especially if they have a fuse. I do have one other tank, a couple of other more modern tanks in the French lineup. The French. Everybody loves the French. They have the legs. Ah, yes. My Samoa SM. Oh, 4,000? Really? Wow. That's 4,000, 4,000, 8,000 plus 3,000. That's... I'm not even paying 11,000 for 3 tanks. That's impressive. And if you want to know why I'm impressed by that, is this tank used to be over 10k, so did this one. But I absolutely love the Samoa SM. It's a really fun trolley tank. It's got good armor, and that gun is just... it can punch a hole. And then I've got the Batchat 75, well, Batchat 25. That's a fun tank. Oh! So what? We went to Berlin... after going to... oh, where was that first match? So we went to Poland, then we went to Berlin, now we're in Korea. More importantly, we're in where the Korean War started. Shit. As anybody in their right mind would say. Cool. Appreciable steel. Who's upset with me now? But yes, I made a lot of people upset with me with my comments, but I don't care. So we're going to take out the Samoa. Oh, nice. Still got me as a friend. Alright, so what you need to know about the Samoa SM, it was a tank suggested to the military board after the Second World War. It made use of the oscillating turret here, which was a very innovative French design. With a 100mm cannon. It had a very, had your standard heavy tank loadout, you know, heavy armor, pardon me, armor, and a good engine, like the AMX 50 here. What's he shooting at?
Allied forces have captured a zone.
See if we can help.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
That, by the way, is the Australian arm Centurion. Yeah, it was never selected because France, like the rest of the world, was starting to look away from MBT, heavy tanks and such, and more towards MPTs and fast-moving tanks that could be utilized, which is why I've got the AMX-30, not the. So can we spot whatever's over here? Unfortunately, my turret's not down far enough, so I'm not going to be able to shoot whatever's over here.
The enemy has most of the strategic zones.
Now, this tank I got because it was on sale, and I absolutely recommend buying it. It's a bloody good tank. Like, the French have some very good hit-or-miss tanks. Like, oh, there's BT-57. Over there, where? I want to see him so I can hit him first.
Attention to the designated grid square.
I can hear him too. Australian ARV.
I agree.
Trying to spot this dude. That's not good because I just heard someone over. Yeah.
The enemy is winning.
No, 906 just got killed by the. I hear another. Oh. Got him. This tank also has an auto-loader, sort of. I hear a gasoline engine. And it's not mine. It's making a huge glugging sound. I'm gonna try to take the A point, at least decap it so the enemy can stop earning points. No, an EBR, 1963. I believe that was either... No, that's the premium pass vehicle, I believe. Yeah, so War Thunder's introduced their own battle pass now where you can earn very interesting tanks and whatnot. Tanks, planes, and ships. Which is alright, you know, it's a good way to earn a bit of money. At the moment, though, the one thing I'm not really... the Romanians and the Italian tech tree instead of the German tech tree, and the big reason I'm upset about that is historically they never served with the Italians, they served with the Germans. I don't know why they're doing it. It's to keep everything you know, together. Here, an enemy tank to my right. I feel like he's behind me. Oh, there he is. He's up there. And it's a missile. Go away, BMP. Oh no, that was a ZBD. It's a Chinese vehicle. And 1 of 3 just got killed by the P-47s. Yeah, Chinese, I believe that was either the armored car or something completely different. Blitz! I mean, bucket. Good dog. So we're going to spawn in the old AMX-30 and we're going to go to here. Because we basically Captain got B and we've destroyed 2 tanks so far. Chinese armored convoy, armored vehicle, and a BMP-57. Now, I don't like the BMP-57s. What we are going to do is drop some artillery about there-ish. Hang on, someone coming up there. Just gotta be careful. 82 just took out an IS for him. Very scary tank, that. So, what you need to know about the IS-4 and the IS-7, they were the last... There was a ZSU down there. The ZSU 57. Yeah, you can go away, you can go in there, come on. Blit!
We're ahead of the enemy.
Him again! Wow. We're gonna take out the Batchat 25T. We'll take out the Shard. Want to be able to do our best. Now the Shard I absolutely love. Now unfortunately we didn't do much in the AMX, we got blown up. My poor AMX. Oh, he was a young boy. But the stupid Germans blew it up. You can even see my rig. It's there. Top 10 anime betrayals. Oh, hang on a minute. Did somebody say historically accurate gameplay? Oh, they're taking the B zone from us. Come on, Mark III Centurion, we've got this. A T-95E1. Oof. That's scary. We fall. We got this, bro. Oh. That's an Iffy 405. Oh. Can anybody tell me what mistake I made? If you guess not checking mice around, you know exactly why. Oh, that's good news. We won in Berlin. Oh, that's funny. That's real funny. Because that was historic as hell. Yeah. You don't win some, you lose some occasionally. It's all fun. Oh, we got a battle trophy. Yeah, we got some backup vehicles. Oh, hey, sweet. So, what they mean by H-35, I believe they were either talking about you. The helicopter here, so customization, please. So this here is my second ever helicopter. It is the H-34, and I have no comment about it. It's just weird. But... long, wide tank style. You heard of the Putin meme. There's the H-35, by the way. Get ready for the wide tank style. Now, I do have one more, essentially more modern tank lineup, and that is with the British territorial chip. And it is two different versions of the same tank. And this is not the lineup. That is my 3.3 lineup. Where is it? There it is. Excuse me. It is the Halifax Mark III. I'm going to replace Firecrest, the Crusader AA Mark II, Sturv 81, or the STVR 81. This is a Swedish licensed British tank. Was added into the game before Sweden was added into the game. And I brought it when it was a pack on the War Thunder store. And then finally, Bob the Builder went to war. The Centurion Mark V AVRE, which stands for Armored Vehicle Recovery Engineering Corps, I think. But it's for the Royal... it is for the Royal Armed Forces, the Engineer Armed Forces for the British there. So it's what they do. And we are going to replace this aircraft with the Spitfire, if I can. Especially the Spitfire. Prendergast Spitfire. Yep, we can. Sweet ass. So we've got Prendergast photo reconnaissance. Because that is a camera. Yeah, those are camera holes. 15. No, 14. As it's got the, I'll just bring everything into the side here, is it's got clipped wings compared to the standard non-clipped wings. So let us go! And our last match for the evening. Hmm. Oh, they don't give a fuck. Yeah, and we're back in Berlin. Alright, let's take up the Centurion Mark V, shall we? Let's. Now, I'm going to show you my favorite thing about the Centurion Mark V here. We can now use the bulldozer attachment. Ooh, nice shot. Nice, Tucson.
Allied forces have captured a zone. Artillery, clear reference! Attention to the designated grid square.
The best way I can describe up this this tank here is it's basically just a
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
it's basically a shotgun mortar.
Most of the zones are under enemy.
Everybody loves a shotgun mortar, don't they? Yep.
Allied forces have captured a zone. We are losing. The enemy is preparing for artillery barrage. Repeat, the enemy is preparing for artillery barrage. The enemy is preparing to barrage our square.
Oh, we lost the tortoise. That's not good. unfortunately, now we've done the one thing I didn't want us to do, and that is become bogged down. Anything in the same postcode, unfortunately. We hit something. You're hitting something.
We no longer have the advantage. On target.
Oh, someone's swearing at them in Russian.
Somebody, cover me! Need backup.
Oh dear.
Yes!
That's a bit unfortunate. Then again, he had a really good shot at me, and I really don't blame him for taking it. Alright, let's take up the STVR 81. Basically a Centurion Mark III, I believe. Unfortunately, this is something I don't like seeing, is, this is one of the many problems, like I said, on the Berlin map earlier in the stream. This map can go from very, very open along range conflicts to short very quickly, and when you get some of the stuff that you're seeing, like right now, not very good, because unfortunately now they've basically constricted us to a spawn. And that is not good. No, there. You weren't using that, were you? I believe that was an M46 over there. Ah! I know what version of the M46 that is. Something you shouldn't be to make. Yep! Q4100. Like I said, I don't like this because now they've basically got us as sitting ducks. Not good. Not good at all, and unfortunately now I'm only in a plane. Because I bet you, once I'm able to load it up, a lot of our team has rage quit because they're like, stuff this and stuff you guys. There's my dead body. I am in fact correct. Yep, no. Spawn camping, as I said before, you're not good. So and they don't have any skill. Like it, I'm of the opinion, if you want to prove your skill, you want to prove that you're good at a game, you want to prove that you're able to get kills, then don't spawn camp, because you basically ruin the game for everyone else. Because you get people on your team who are like, oh, it's too boring now. And then you got people on the enemy team who are basically like, you know what, stuff this. You know? Let the enemy break out once in a while. You know? Give them room to break out and fight you. Unfortunately, you don't really get to see that much with it, and it kind of ruins the game for me, and I kind of do not want to end on a spawn camping defeat. So we are going to play one last match as a British, decently high-sea British tank. And that's the Centurion Mark 1 with the Crusader AA and the Avenger.
Sorry for the afternoon door.
Yeah, you're all good.
Not just you, to the chin as well.
Yeah, they can get over it. They get to listen to my door. He's trying to converse. You know? That door's trying to tell us all the importance of squeak. Yeah, we're in Normandy. Ah. So what will we have to come up with this version of Normandy, depending on what we're with? So, yep. I believe Normandy was for a time owned by Britain. Alright, so let's take out the British Centurion. We've been ranked up a bit because I think, let me have a look. What are we with? We're with the Russians. I love that dude's name, Linkin Park Sympathy. So it's the Americans, Russians, British, Chinese versus the Italians and Germans. It's oddly fitting for the invasion of Normandy. I don't remember Maho Nishizuma commanding a Chinese Soviet T-34-85. Boy, did I watch Kills and Panzer roll. Yep. RNZAF Pacific logo on the side of my Centurion. Thank you, Door, for the Lords of Squeak. Don't mind me, we're just liberating a French town from the Nazis. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that N-word. Because...
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Yep. Basically the invasion of Normandy. The liberation of Normandy, however you want to put it. Normandy, where a whole bunch of men, tanks, planes, and whatnot got shot. Just remove any bits of cover. This is normally something more like to put. Why are we paying attention to A3? What's over at A3? Oh, people like to go there, that's why. Enemy tank is down that road. I'd love for it to come out. Oh god, the AM-18 just got destroyed. By an M22. They are playing to their strengths. The Tigers and Panthers have a very good long-range gun. That's also a PT-76, and it has no armor whatsoever, but... That's also a PT-76, and that's my ally.
Attention to the designated grid square. Allied forces have captured a zone.
Yeah, I'd like to know how they got around behind us. If I don't get blown up, I'll definitely go help. Let's see. Alright, so while I've got you all here, I'm going to talk about some other stuff for a bit. Namely... Let's talk about, plans for future stuff. I'm planning on taking a break, throughout February. mainly just because I need to take a break. Oh, we've got Mike Wazowski. I basically become burnt out, and my last review that came up is going to be the review for a while. Basically February I'm taking off, and then probably a little bit of March I'm going to take off as well. Oof. I am then going to be back in about April, late March, early April, mid-March, April and such, to, BAM! That was a bad shot on my end. See if we can't hit anything from this pathway down here. I hear something. Come on. Screw you and your machine gunner. Oh, a X-Pen. He's dead now. T-45 got him. Although Mike Wazowski just killed the, Ferdinand. Probably went behind him. Anyway, as I was saying, so I took, so I'm going to be taking February off, and a little bit of March off, just because I need a break. I need rest from, what I was doing. And I'll be back if probably about late March, well, early March, well, late mid-March to April. Was well, that's not gonna be good.
We don't have the advantage anymore.
Yeah, indeed, everyone does need to have a break. Yeah. And, you know, fair enough, it's also pretty good to also know when you are having, when your body's had enough of doing a certain task, so you can medicate and rest and whatnot for it. And frankly, I feel like I do better videos with a break. Mr. Mew, I did want to arrange for you a video where you and I Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel each other. I believe the Sushi deck would be an excellent opponent. I'd love to do a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel, especially if I can replicate what happened in the first duel. I doubt it, but it'll be fun, nonetheless. And then I've got some Transformer reviews I'm going to be doing. I'm basically going to be doing little videos for them here and there, like what I've done with the ROD, starting off with the vehicle and going into mode, except for the Combiner, which will be the first part of that review. So that's going to be a very, very large video. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I've been shot. This is unfortunate. Excuse me, sir. I don't really like being shot. Oh, I am dead. The Tiger 2P got me. But he's not going to get out of this alive. Oh, I swear by George, he's not going to get out of here alive, I tell you what. So we're going to spawn in the Spitfire. I've got a few more reviews I want to do coming up, and I do want to do some videos on some Lego sets that I have gotten. So that will be one thing. Let's see. Try to bomb where we can, eh? This PAA needs help. There's an FG 420.
Attention to the map.
Well, we hit him. We've hit 3 things. Seem to be shot at. We fly the my. Actually, this aircraft feels a lot different. It's handling a lot more different.
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
That poor freaking Wobblewind's probably thinking, what did I just witness? He's probably thinking, what have I just witnessed? Oh, I really hope we haven't just lost. Oh no, we've got some tanks. Still got some tanks, that's good. Let's get the Avenger out there. Now the Avenger, that's a fun tank. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so that's going to be that. I definitely am looking forward to doing the reviews that I have planned. Definitely going to be doing a lot more photography, and I'm definitely going to try to get out there a bit more. And maybe I'll do an updated video on my collection. A lot of people love that. By collection, I mean by my Pokemon cards and whatnot. I see my poor Centurion body around here somewhere. Trying not to get caught, so... Yep, an ISU 152 just got taken up by Panther D. That man just saw me and he was like, denied. And you are not just a bush, you are a white panther. Yep. What else? Trying to remember. I know I definitely will have to try to get in contact with you, Mr. Mew, about returning Bart's Transformers he lent me, because I do need to return them. I've tried to fix Cybertron Optimus, unfortunately I can't at the moment, so I'm going to need to return him, Metroplex, and the other ones that I was lent. So, next time you decide to spring around to us, you know, pop around to us on, you know, be quite awesome. So you're just going to make it a bit more easier for our fighter pilots. So Panther D just got taken up by the M24 up there, the Chaffee, which historically is correct. The M24 Chaffee saw extensive use after World War II in Korea. It replaced the very... Oh! Well done, sir. I'm not impressed with the fact that you were spawn camping. So I am going to let them know on the map. Tactical map.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Alright, we'll type in a message, let them know that there is a Panther D and a... Panther D and Panzer 4 heavy H near spawn. Oh shit. Well. Again, just call them out for it because they fought us tooth and nail, but it just goes up the drain when you spawn camp. You just... No, you're not proving it, you're better. And I'm not sorry, you are just proving that you are not better when you spawn camp. Anyway, whatever you choose to do, I support. Important thing is enjoying what you do. Exactly. Anyway, so I feel like that's a bit of a sad note to end on. I kind of hope it was a victory. So this is, I'm going to end the stream now. I will catch you guys in the near future. This is the saying G1 Superior. And I'll catch you next time. Auf Wiedersehen.